No.
Right, you're so close.
Where is it? There, oh, there you are.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
You told Virginia, I'll give them a call tomorrow.
Oh,
Next week, I'll make the motion.
Email you.
To move the meeting.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if I emailed them individually. I think I may have one of those. I'll make a motion, but I'll make sure everything's done individually.
Right, you're so close.
Okay.
Pardon?
Yeah, that's right.
Perfect timing.
You have 30 seconds to spare.
Friday, you're early.
I tried.
Yeah, like 15 seconds.
50 seconds to spare. How are you?
Good.
How are you?
Mike, have you tried for any of the grants for the fire companies at all? Our state representative has sent us some information on grants that they're.
I forwarded them to Jay. I
Yeah.
forwarded that email to Jay.
Okay.
Yeah, that state grant, we actually apply for every year. Usually we get close to 15,000 for fire, and then EMS close to 10,000 for that.
Oh,
And we apply for that every year, but yeah, we appreciate it, you know, if you guys get stuff, you know, yeah. And we try to apply for as many grants as we can. That one, the state one's a nice one for us, because as long as our project fits the guidelines, it's pretty much a rubber stamp yes, like we don't have a big selection process. Everybody that applies, as long as it's in the criteria, you get it. So,
Yay.
yeah, so that's.
Usually when I get anything on grants, I forward it to Mike and I forward it to Jay,
oh, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
so that they're aware of what's going on,
right, yeah,
if we haven't already had notice.
yeah. Well, like you said, Virginia does too, so. At any rate.
Yeah.
It's going through, which is good. Okay, well, guess we're ready to start. Good evening and welcome to the Borough Council Special Meeting, September 28th, 2022 at 7 p.m. In attendance, we have Ms. Lopez,
Present.
Ms. Simrel, Ms.
Present.
Kehoe,
Here.
Mr. Beston.
Here.
Mr. Mitchell is absent. Mayor Kelly isn't here yet. Mr. Jenkins.
Here.
Mr. Shields is absent, and Solicitor Hayes is here. First item on our work session is our public comment. Mike, would you like to address
Well,
council or?
Yeah, Mike's coming under the first item that's on, the first item on the agenda, the fire protection
Oh,
agreement.
okay.
We're not going to vote on this tonight, but they're just here to answer questions. It's really the same contract we've used before every year. Mary Claire has looked it over and has no issue with it.
Right.
So the question is, do you guys have questions for our fire department? Besides, thank you.
Thank you.
Exactly, we all have a big thank you. for
Yeah.
her.
We saw you guys at work yesterday with the accident across the street.
Oh, yes, yeah, yes.
Yeah, it always ties up State Street, doesn't it? That's always fun.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But they're always there when we need them, you know?
Mhm.
I know I needed them in 97 and they were there in 7 minutes, so.
That's right, that's right.
I don't cook, so I don't need to.
But you dry clothes, don't you? That's where the fires come from, right?
Oh, that's true. Okay, well, does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, here, Madam President, I do have one. Recruitment. I know the last time I was involved in council, that was a really tough thing you were trying to do, is get new people. I'm assuming, Virginia, that incentive is still there,
Yes,
The tax
the
incentive?
tax incentive.
Absolutely, yeah.
Has
Yes.
that helped at all?
So the tax incentive it's been a really good tool for the members that we have. It's been tough, I think, for our newer members, because most of our recruits are young, you know, they're high school. So they don't either qualify or really realize the benefit of it. I think it's been a better retention tool than a recruitment tool. But so it's certainly helped get our members more active, because, you know, there's activity requirements to be able to get it. It's not just, oh, you're a member and all of a sudden you get the incentive.
You
So I
might
think-
remind the young people, though, that they're still,
Yeah.
if they have a job, they have earned income.
Yeah, and
Because it does apply there. It's not just property
Oh, it's
tax.
earned-
It does.
earned.
It's earned
Yeah.
income or property tax, yeah, and the earned income has been used once
really,
last year. Nobody's applied for it this year.
wow, I'm surprised, but yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, we definitely do have to remind them, but yeah, it's been an awesome tool. We really like it. I think it's been more of a retention tool than a recruitment thing, but recruitment in general, it has been, lately it's been decent. I mean, it's not, we're certainly don't have the membership that we need to, or the membership we had 20 years ago.
Right.
But we've been getting, I would say probably every month, we've probably been getting 2 or 3 members that come in, so it's been nice. The problem is the overturn, so when we get some members in, we lose some, and unfortunately, one of our really active members just got hired for a paid position, so we lose members to that as well, those that are interested in the fire service. And then in general, we lose the high school kids to college. They're back in the summer usually,
Right.
and then some people just lose interest, unfortunately.
There again, back a couple of years ago, a presentation was given to us about the need for a fire engine. Getting old, worn down. Has anything been able to, do you still have that fire engine, or were you able to get?
Yeah, so that was actually for our area ladder truck that we did. We ran a campaign for that, and that fortunately we were able to replaced it with the used truck, which we were replacing a used truck with the used truck. But the truck that we did serves the community so much better. We went from the ladder on top was 75 feet prior. Now we went to 100 feet. So 100 feet could easily reach the 2 high rises in town, which is what we were looking for.
Right.
And then we upgraded from a 93 to a 2005, so we upgraded with 12 years newer. I mean, it's still 17 years old, but that truck cost $250,000, where a brand new one would cost us probably almost 2 million now, probably 1.5, 2. So
Wow.
yeah, I apologize. I didn't introduce. I know most of you know me. My name is Mike Lucas. I'm the president of the fire company. This is Tom Kira. He's our finance committee chairman. So I apologize for those of you that don't know us, but
Okay. Thank
we're
you.
happy to be in front of you too. We're happy to be here.
Do you think, Mike, that it was helpful when you had it on the marquee recruits, and that you had the tax advantage, that would inspire people to just find out what is this all about,
Yeah, probably. We'll definitely have to get it back up there. And
Yeah,
I'll push, we have our open house coming up in the middle of October. So we'll make sure that we have some advertisements for that as well, because we try to use that as a recruitment
I think
event.
we have that going into our, onto the bulletin board down by Duncan already. I think somebody, I could be wrong, I feel like somebody sent me materials for that.
Yeah.
But if not,
I'll make sure
if you send me electronic versions of flyers or anything for any events that you're having, we
Yeah.
can get it posted at no charge on the bulletin board.
Yeah.
Also, quarterly, we do a newsletter, and we have in the past put in the need for volunteers. But if you wanted to write up something, try a different approach. But if you send me something that's about a paragraph or 2, I can include it in our next newsletter.
No, and it's actually been really helpful, because we haven't told you that in a while, and I notice every quarter when I get the newsletter, I notice it's always in there, support the fire company, need volunteers.
And I
So
think I
you do
took
put
it
in
out
every
this
time.
time just because of rotation. But yeah, we do try to
Yeah.
keep it in there.
Yeah, no, that's helpful. I'll have to make sure we get you something about the open house if we didn't yet, but I'm hoping
Yeah.
we do that. So the open house this year, I think, it's gonna be a good event. So we have Lehigh Valley's helicopter, we have the SWAT team, we have a bunch of things. So
Yeah,
that's
it's a
middle of
touch the
October.
truck, touch a truck.
Yeah,
right?
we're gonna have that,
Yeah,
and we we've been trying to make it, our fire prevention committee is trying to make it more regional, because as you guys know, we're trying to get as many people as we can and work with the other companies. So it's gonna be us, but then we're also including Chinchilla Hose Company, Newton and Dalton, all here in Clark Summit for our open house. So yeah, it's gonna be a good event. We're excited about it.
What's the date of that again, Mike?
October 15th, I believe. I'll have to look. It's on my Facebook, or it's on our Facebook. I think it's the 15th.
If I find it, I'll let you know.
Okay, does anybody else have any questions for Mike or? Okay, well, we want to thank you for coming in.
Thanks
and
for having us.
Definitely any support we can throw your way, we always do, so.
Yeah, no, you guys are always great to us. I mean, we appreciate it. We really do appreciate everything that you guys do for us. And the other thing, just on a side note, I mean, just as much as it was a loss to us, I know it was a loss to the whole community with Warren passing. So, that was just,
Exactly,
he did so much for the borough, for the community. So that's a big loss to us as the fire company, but I know it's a big loss to you guys as well. I mean, he was on council, I think, for a while too.
He was
wasn't
on
he?
council.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was also borough manager for a while.
Oh, I
too.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
I learn something new every time I talk to somebody about him.
By the way,
Yeah.
Mike,
Yeah.
we do not. It was the basket raffle I had gotten a flyer on.
Okay,
So they just sent me an electronic version of
Yeah.
the flyer and I had it uploaded onto the bulletin board. So send me something and I'll be happy to put it on there.
I'll text Lenny tonight. I'll make sure that gets to you by tomorrow.
Great.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, and then again, from the contract standpoint, I mean, no changes from this year to next year, the next 3 years. We want to keep everything the same. So So no- no difference from our standpoint.
Fine.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Mike, so much, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Doug. Good night, Doug.
Okay.
So everybody feels like they're ready to vote on this next week?
Yes, we
Good.
are.
Perfect.
Okay, the next resolution 2022-10, our local share grant gaming application vote. We're gonna be voting on this next week.
No, we're voting on this one tonight. It was advertised for tonight. This is the
Oh,
last
good,
minute. We
okay.
have to get this LSA grant in. We're
Oh,
gonna,
that's
because
right.
we're hoping maybe we can get a full-time police officer's salary reimbursed for 3 years. But the application is due by September 30th. So I
Right.
need this, so we do need to vote on this tonight.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve of that gaming grant application for our police department?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Frank. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Ronnie, okay. On the question, all in favor,
Aye.
all opposed?
No,
Is there a reason for no, that you have to abstain or?
No, I
You
think
voted
it's a
no?
waste of money. I don't think we need another full-time officer.
Oh.
We're relying on that contract from Clark Spring. As I said at the last regular meeting,
Oh,
we
okay.
can't rely on that contract from Clark Spring. I think it's a waste of money because we're gonna buy this guy for 3 years with a grant for the LSA. And then how are we gonna pay for the guy? He's gonna be with us for 20 years, maybe 25. Where are we gonna come up with the extra funding for that?
Well, that's okay.
My opinion, I think it's a waste of money.
Okay, that's.
And
fine. Sure.
I think it's a bad move. It's not a
Okay.
fiscally smart move.
Okay.
The resolution did.
It did pass 4-1.
Yes, one. Okay. And the next is our police part-timer. We have his application. We did interview him. And we'll be voting on this next week then, Virginia, too?
Next week, we're not able to vote on this tonight, but Chris, it takes a couple of weeks before they can get started anyway, while Chris does the paperwork through the state.
Right.
So he would, if council feels that there's enough interest in this person, then he'd like to authorization to start the paperwork.
Okay.
So are we okay with that?
Okay.
Yeah,
Do we have enough interest?
Jerry and myself and the mayor and the chief interviewed him. He seems to be a very down-to-earth young man. He has a lot of pluses. He lives on Division Street. He loves Clark Summit. I think just his demeanor, I think he would wind up being a good part-time officer. He'd be getting 36 hours a week, which is very close to full-time.
Mhm.
And my recommendation, I asked the chief if he was happy, and he was. And my recommendation is that we hire him.
Okay, thank you, Frank.
So I'll let the chief notice move forward.
I would think with between Ronnie and Kathleen and you're
Yep,
interested.
I have no
Great.
problem.
Okay,
Okay, yeah, you can forward that information to Virginia. Okay. And the next thing is to review our October 5th agenda.
And really everything that's on, the only thing that's on here that we haven't discussed, we're going to be discussing an executive session. So we do have an executive session immediately following this for a couple minutes.
Okay. Okay, then do we have a motion to adjourn?
No motion.
Motion, my work session, yeah.
Okay, and we'll go into our executive session now.
Okay, let me turn these off. Hang on a moment. And